Hello and welcome along to part 3 of this special Christmas mini-series from FM19 with me, Daniel. We're trying to save the mighty Newcastle from relegation when they were marooned in early January at the bottom of the table. If you haven't seen the first 2 episodes of the series yet, then go and check them out. They're in the eye above, so click on that to check out the whole playlist from the start. But obviously this is the first episode since Christmas, so I hope you had a good day. But we've got to keep focused on the job in hand. It's a busy day, Boxing Day, for the footballing world, and especially for us, because we're in mid-March. We're going to be showing you highlights from 3 games today. Brighton at home, a relegation 6-pointer, followed by 2 big games against teams we're expected to lose to. But since the last episode, we've had 3 more games, and we're still unbeaten in those remarkably. We beat Burnley 2-1 at home, a brilliant game. Muto broke his duck. And Matt Ritchie got another goal as well, although there's some bad news coming from him too. We went away to Bournemouth, we drew that one 0-0. You can see Sissoko played on the right of midfield as Ritchie picked up a 5-week injury in between those 2 games. And then in the last game we somehow beat Spurs, Shelvey and Muto with the goal again. But we didn't deserve to win the game, we were completely outplayed and somehow we got the 3 points. I'm really surprised by this challenge so far, and I know this could be famous last words, especially with Arsenal and Liverpool coming up today, but I've actually found it quite comfortable. Thinking we were bottom of the league on 10 points, and after those 3 games off camera, we are now officially out of the relegation zone. We're on 29 points, we've picked up 19 since we've been here, with 3 points clear of the relegation zone, and 8 points clear of the bottom of the league. And once we play Brighton today, who are down in 18th at the moment, we've got 2 games that will really test us. Liverpool are top, and Arsenal are comfortably 4th. There is one more bit of transfer news since the last episode. It won't affect us in this series, but Mo Diame has agreed to leave the club. A backup 31-year-old midfielder going for up to £8.5 million. A really good deal, and we've made back the money we lost in January. Especially with his wage for 40 grand too. He was unhappy once we signed our 3rd central midfielder of the window, and he's on his bike as a result. One thing I have noticed, if we go back to the schedule, it looks like we'll need to show you most of this game, since it's going to be quite tight down the bottom. Unless we do get miraculous results against Arsenal and Liverpool, it's going to go right down to the wire. So we're going to show 3 more episodes. We're going to do one today and tomorrow as planned, and then we'll have one out at the same time on Friday as well, and we'll move back the FIFA career down to 3 or 4 o'clock as needed. So as a result of all that, we'll have 3 games today, the next 3 tomorrow, and the final 2 on Friday, where hopefully we can be in celebratory mood. And we might even have Jack Butland back from injury for those ones. But let's get into the first of today's game. We're playing Brighton at home. I honestly can't remember if I picked the team for this one yet, although there hasn't been much rotation to be honest, so we'll probably stick with what we've got. It means Dubravka in goal, the only goalkeeper fit at the moment, and we're going to swap him back to defend with Butland out. Dummett and Yedlin are the fullbacks with Clark and Lascelles in the middle. Drinkwater and Shelvey in central midfield with Sissoko on the right. Kennedy's pushed further forward on the left-hand side with Ross Barkley, the shadow striker, in behind Muto. He's finally found some goals, the Japanese striker, and hopefully he'll find another 1 or 2 today. Let's get into the match and hope we can get a result. Almost an identical formation for Brighton, they just haven't got the left winger pushed up as high. It's Scott Sinclair, the old Celtic boy, and we're into the match. We're going to push forward to a positive mentality. I want to dominate this game. We've got some good players, and I know Brighton have as well, but hopefully we can do enough. 5 minutes gone, and no noteworthy highlights so far. Just 10 minutes on the clock now, a weird director's angle as Dummett throws it into Kennedy. Back to Dummett again on the left-hand side into Drinkwater. Barkley, can he create a bit of magic? Back to Drinkwater again, and now Kennedy. He's inside from that left channel, but Barkley's challenged and Pascal Gross will clear it away. It's long over the top, but Kieran Clark can deal with it, but heads it straight away to Scott Sinclair. Dummett nods it away for Shelvey, and can we start a counter-attack? It seems a very long highlight not to lead to a chance. Drinkwater charges through midfield, just what you want from your box-to-box man. Dummett gets it inside to Barkley again. He finds Shelvey, he's got a bit of space opened up here. Switches it to Yedlin at right back. He's tried to get the ball in early to the back post. Kennedy knocks it down for Drinkwater. There's no opening yet though, there's not an opportunity at goal. Drinkwater and Shelvey played a 1-2 and now Barkley finds Sissoko, and I told you it would lead to a goal, and thankfully it's a Newcastle goal. 11 minutes gone, and the man who I said at the start of the last episode was the one regret of the transfer window has popped up with a crucial goal in both episodes. Drinkwater into the box again, deflects in, just 3 minutes later. No build up to that highlight in contrast. Drinkwater smacks it and it's in the back of the net. We're 2-0 up, and I tell you what, we are keeping the Toon army up. What a fantastic run we're on. A long ball from Brighton from the back, all the way to Kieran Clark, who nods away, but it's fallen straight for Brighton in midfield. Now Sinclair on the left inside to Gross. He's gone back to Sinclair again. They've got time to build up here. We're not pressing too close. Bernardo, the left back, he's got plenty of time. They're in midfield again with Sinclair on the edge. He's got an overlap on the left, but goes inside to Moreno. Shoots. It looked like a bit of a weird slow shot, but Dubravka's better safe than sorry, and he tips it behind for a corner. Plenty of action in this one with 20 minutes gone. We haven't normally had that many highlights in these games, but this one's been full of action. Kennedy nods the corner away, and now Muto plays a 1-2 with him. We've got 3-on-3 up here. There's a centre midfielder making the run too. Kennedy's gone all the way. He beats the fullback into the back post. Sissoko, what a goal! 3-0 up, 20 minutes gone, and I am starting to fall in love with this Newcastle side. I know we've made some additions, and we've mentioned we were a little bit lucky to have some budget in January, but what a fantastic side we've become, and we're starting to dominate games. Drinkwater again. Could we humiliate Brighton? They're down in 18th place, and we could put a big cushion between us. Sissoko crosses for Kennedy, blocked by the keeper the first time. The rebound's deflected behind, and it hits the corner flag on its way out. 25 minutes gone, we're leading 3-0, and we have been absolutely sensational. We've got a throw on the left again with Dummett. Just 10 minutes to the break now as Barkley loses out in the air. But Dummett has time to find Drinkwater again. 25 yards out, no opposition, but Montoya finally gets there and clears. It's comfortable though, they're just playing it long up to the top, and Kieran Clark's won every header back there. Shelvey in the centre circle looking for an option, just keeps it simple and goes back to Lascelles. He gets it out to the right back, Yedlin. Yedlin out to Sissoko. We continue to press forward in numbers. Can Sissoko get a hat-trick in this one? He's on a brace already, and we wouldn't mind a third for him. Yedlin inside Shelvey as we continue without pressure. Drinkwater on the edge, finds Kennedy and plays a 1-2. He's got time, he goes for the shot, it's in! It's 4-0! This is unbelievable! Danny Drinkwater has scored again after Sissoko's brace, and two of the midfielders are on a hat-trick. A wonderful first half, and we've won a lot of games and we've done well since we joined here, but we've not seen anything like this. It's half time, what a brilliant performance. I'm out of energy already. That's got me very excited, that half. What a performance, and what a Christmas treat from Newcastle. Let's get into the second half and I hope we can do the same again. We'd quite like an 8-0 victory, but we'll probably rotate the side in a bit. We have got 2 weeks after this game. It's the first international break of 2019, so there's no real rush on the players as we continue to come forward again. Sissoko was trying to be greedy there to take it down for himself, and the ball's cleared away as the highlight ends. It's Brighton with a corner, their first chance of the match really. Dubravka drops it, but a free kick's been awarded. He's lucky to get away with that, but we all know how protected keepers are these days. Butland wouldn't have been dropping those, but unfortunately he's injured. Dummy gets the ball to Shelvey, switches out to the right for Yedlin and now Sissoko. Will he go alone or will he pass? He goes back inside to Yedlin again and now Drinkwater, the other midfielder on a hat-trick. Barkley, is he going to get in on the act? Oh, he is! What a goal! I don't know if the match engine's different for this, but we have had so many high-quality strikes. What a wonderful goal from Barkley, and with a quarter of the game to go, it's 5-0 and we're going to make some subs. Shelvey gets a rest, Key's back from international duty, we'll get him into the squad. Muto's going to be replaced and we'll give Perez a run up front. Jacob Murphy deserves a run out. We'll take Kennedy off for him. He's not on a hat-trick. I can't take Sissoko off. And Murphy will stay as a winger on support, despite being right-footed on the left-hand side. 20 minutes to go, and it's 5-0. I don't think there's any risk of us ruining this one. A throw-in on the right from Yedlin to Sissoko. He's been caught out by Izquierdo. He's going for the shot on the edge of the box. He's run past all of them, and Dubravka has made an error now. He's palmed it in. It's really poor goalkeeping, and we can't wait to get Butland back. A lot of high-quality goals here, whether it be long-range strikes or players making brilliant dribbling runs, but that one was ended by poor goalkeeping. We're 6 points clear of Brighton in 18th place though, and it's the perfect position that we couldn't have dreamt of being in going into this game and the one afterwards. With the next 2 games, we might not even drop back into the relegation zone, which is absolutely fantastic. But it's full time, a 5-1 victory, an unbelievable first half performance, and we'll be back in a second for the second game, which should be a little bit tougher as we play 4th placed Arsenal. Okay, we're back for the second game. A couple of bits of news since the last one. Firstly, we've lost our first choice striker. Muto's picked up an injury and he's out for 7 to 11 games, so he should be back for the Liverpool game, but this one he is going to miss out. And we did also pick up a knock for Kennedy, but he looks like he's just about fit enough for this one. Tottenham are trying to poach our assistant manager, but we've offered him a new deal and we'll see what happens. And our backup centre-half Fabrizio Fernandez was almost on his way to Boca Juniors, but their offer just isn't good enough and they want us to pay a lot of his wage. But let's get into the second game. The action on the pitch is far more important than all of that. You can see Richie and Butland are almost back, as we've had a 2-week break between these 2 games. Arsenal are up in 4th place, but we've got a little bit of a cushion now, and if we could nick a point out of these 2 games, it would leave us in fantastic shape going into a couple of winnable matches against Huddersfield and West Ham. Let's have a look at the lineup. We've got to pick a new striker. I think we're going to go for Viatri because it's a full 90. And I don't know if we really have any options on the bench. I think the only player's Longstaff, or hang on a minute, is Hosselu still in the reserves? I can get Hosselu into the squad. He'll be a sub-striker for today. And wouldn't it be fitting if he came on and proved me wrong when we've already agreed to sell him in the summer? But aside from that, a completely unchanged team. Dubravka in goal, Dummett and Yedlin the fullbacks with Clark and Lascelles. Sissoko on the right wing after his brace in the last match, joined in the middle by Drinkwater, who also got 2 in that game, and Shelvey, with Barkley in behind Viatri the sub-striker, and Kennedy playing off the left wing. We're hoping for a wonderful follow-up performance against a really big impressive side in Arsenal. We obviously won't go into it with a positive mentality, so we'll just try and defend and see if we can get a result. We'll drop back to cautious for this one. It's how we started in the early games before we improved the squad and got used to how good these players could be. But with a couple of minutes gone, it's 0-0, but Arsenal have the first highlight. Bellerin throws it in. Mkhitaryan loses out to Dummett, and now Barkley finds Viatri off to Kennedy on the left. There's a couple in the middle, but he's going to go out to Dummett. Dummett can deliver. There's 3 in the box. Socrates heads away and it falls for Drinkwater. He finds Dummett again. Can we get more pressure into the area? Headed away by Koscielny and Ozil can bring it out. They've picked Ozil, so they must be hoping for a low workout today. He only plays in the games that are easy. And they're about to score a goal, are they? Mkhitaryan to Aubameyang. And just like that, Arsenal's pace on the counter-attack is sublime. Ozil with a brilliant pass out. Mkhitaryan with the pinpoint delivery. And a good finish by Aubameyang. They've signed Zivkovic as well, a wonder kid from a few years back, and he's just about scored there as he know it is the bar. Wonderful effort from the free kick, and Drinkwater hacks it away. We're certainly not winning this one in a hurry. Brighton are beating Cardiff, so the gap to the relegation zone's getting a bit smaller, but thankfully 18th and 17th are playing each other, which will obviously help us out. Sissoko's bringing it down the right-hand side. No pressure on him at all. Arsenal just sitting and sitting and sitting. And now Barkley shoots. What a goal! Ross Barkley again. He seems to do it in almost every single game. Just pops up with a brilliant strike from 25 yards. And they're almost all with his left foot as well. A very strange coincidence. But with 5 minutes to the break, we're undeservedly level. Half time, it is 1-1. That was our only shot on target. We've certainly been outplayed, but we're doing just enough, and a point would be a ridiculous result and continue a great unbeaten run. It's gone on since the end of episode 2, where we played against Watford away from home and lost 1-0 on camera. We won a couple of games off it, drew disappointingly at Bournemouth, and you can see how we're winning these games. The performance against Brighton was magical, and we're just clinging on in these ones. Ozil's coming away though, and I think they will get a winner eventually. Mkhitaryan goes inside. Is Aubameyang going to get there? He does. He's got no pressure on him at all, beats his man, and Dubravka tips it onto the post, and it goes behind for a corner. Just 2 minutes into the second half, and they're causing trouble already. Zivkovic with an outswinging corner. Clark heads it away at the back stick, but it only finds Ozil. He's been forced backwards for now. Good pressure in the end, but Socrates can regather possession. But the highlight ends, and it's still 1-1. We've got all the way to the 75-minute walk without another highlight. We're going to make some changes. Kennedy had a knock, as we mentioned during the week. He only just got fit again for this one, so Murphy's on for him. The two central midfielders are struggling. Key's going to come on for Drinkwater and we're going to drop him a bit more defensive. I don't know who's better out of the support and defend roles. We'll just leave it like that and hopefully it'll be enough to see out the game. Viatri struggled a little bit up front. We're going to bring on Hosselu and just see what happens. And let's get back into it and see if we can hold on. Dubravka with the ball in goal, goes long over the top. He's looking for the centre forward, but it's straight to Bellerin. Will Arsenal nick a late winner? To be fair to them, they certainly deserve it, and Bellerin's pace is beating our entire team. Into Aubameyang, just wide of the post, and we're still clinging on, despite only having 2 shots on target all game. Arsenal have dominated everything, and now they've got a corner again. Socrates down for Iwobi. Kolasinac with a shot, which Sissoko blocks brilliantly, and it's behind for yet another corner. Just 5 minutes left, but I'm still not confident of us holding on. Torreira with the ball in, Dubravka brilliantly claims, and now we can breathe again for a couple more minutes. Another corner just going into stoppage time. Kolasinac scores and we might as well go all out attack now. What a disappointment. We knew it was coming, but still when you get that close you think you might just hold on. A 2-1 defeat and 1 point closer to the relegation zone. But as those two were playing each other, we've still got a 5-point gap to Cardiff. Aubameyang's running in behind, shoots over the bar, but that'll just about be full time. A good effort, but we're just not quite good enough for these games. And we've got leaders Liverpool coming up next, which is even more concerning. We'll be back in a second for that one. Okay, it's game 3 of 3 today. Liverpool are flying away with the league. They're 4 points clear with the game in hand and they've already wrapped up a top 6 finish. They're 76 points, they're absolutely flying and we'll do very well to get anything out of this one. Although we are in better league form over the last 5 games. Let's have a look at the lineup. We've got some tinkering to do and hopefully that news that Salah was out doubtful with a knock will help us in today's game. Richie's back and he's going to take his place on the bench. I'm not quite sure who for. I think Manquillo will come off. We've not needed to use him once this season. Muto should be fit. He is. He's going to go onto the bench for Hosselu and Viatri will drop out. Muto starts because Viatri did nothing in that last game. Although it was against superior opposition. Butland's still not quite fit enough. How many more days? 5 to 11. So he might make an appearance in episode 4. But aside from that change back to full strength up top, we're exactly the same. So Dubravka in goal, Yedlin and Dummett, Clark and Lascelles, Sissoko, Shelvey and Drinkwater, with Kennedy and Barkley in behind Muto. We'll drop to cautious again because there's no way we're attacking this Liverpool side. We'll get absolutely pasted if we do that. And we just want to keep things respectable here to make sure the morale doesn't drop too low. As we mentioned in the next episode after this game, we've got a few more winnable matches and they're the ones that are going to decide whether it's a tense finish to the season or a celebratory last episode on Friday. So let's get into it and fingers crossed everyone, we're certainly going to need all the help we can get. Despite being doubtful, Salah is starting the game. They're playing a 4-3-3 and it looks pretty much full strength to me. So let's see if we can hold on. I doubt we'll be able to and I've got a feeling this might be our first absolute pasting of the series. Although we did lose 4-0 at City as well. 5 minutes gone, it's still 0-0, which I wasn't too hopeful of at the start. It's Salah with a free kick in a dangerous position. Wijnaldum down to Firmino. And when you're going to be outplayed, the last thing you want to do is concede a stupid set piece. But that's exactly what we've done. And with just 10 minutes on the clock, it's going to be a very long day for us. Drinkwater with possession in the middle to Barkley. Back to Drinkwater again. Now Shelvey, the three of them playing good football in there. Out to Sissoko on the right. Can he be an outlet for us? He's got great pace and movement. He finds Barkley and goes back to him again. We try to find the overlap, but it's back inside to Shelvey. He's got the runner at fullback if he wants him, but he goes all the way back to centre half for Clark, and I'm sure that's the sort of time the fans start booing. Shelvey gets the ball back to Clark again. He doesn't seem to want to go forward today, John Joe, and now the ball's been given away to Alexander-Arnold. Salah makes the run inside and goes over the top, but Lascelles deals with it well, and Yedlin gets it out to Sissoko. Another one of these weird long highlights. We saw one in the last game and it ended with a brilliant goal, and Barkley's charging forward again. Oh, he's done it again! Every single game. Ross Barkley from 25-30 yards scores a left-footed screamer, and he has been the best panic deadline day signing that I have ever made on Football Manager. Unbelievable performances, and every game in this episode he has scored a brilliant goal from outside the box. A quarter of the game gone and it's 1-1, but Liverpool are on the attack again. Firmino on the left to Mane. Mane goes inside, lovely back heel, finds Salah, but Dummett gets there and clears, and now Virgil van Dijk Dyke can start another wave of attack. It's Alberto Moreno, back to Fabinho, and now Virgil van Dijk again. He's gone inside to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum, against his former club, switches to the right. Kennedy heads it, but it's straight to Salah. Salah goes back inside to Alexander-Arnold. Delivers from deep. Yedlin heads away, and now Sissoko can start a counter-attack. Tries to find Muto in behind, but it's straight to Van Dijk, who goes back to Alisson. We've still not seen a proper chance in this highlight, so it's going to end in a goal at one end, and it's Wijnaldum coming forward, so it looks like it may be Liverpool. Salah on the overlap to Alexander-Arnold. Brilliant run into the box. Barkley heads away. Henderson shoots. Oh, two deflections. The last one's off Bobby Firmino, and it's into the bottom corner past Dubravka. How much have we missed Butland as we go behind for the second time in the game? A centre kick now with Muto to Drinkwater. No gap between the highlights there. Hopefully we'll create an instant reply. Drinkwater finds Barkley. Barkley gets it out to Kennedy on the left, and I tell you what, we've got a chance here. He's run past three into the box, and it's straight at Alisson, and it's an easy save for the Liverpool keeper. Just under half an hour gone, and we're competing well despite being a goal behind. Alisson with a long kick over the top towards Firmino, but Clark heads away. Salah brings it down though, and he's got majestic feet here, all the way back to Alexander-Arnold on the right. Inside to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum finds Henderson. A lovely effort at goal. Dubravka has to tip it over. I thought he was caught out by that, but we just about managed to keep it out. A corner, an outswinger from Salah to the back post to Firmino, and he's headed it just wide of the post, and we still survive at just 2-1 down. Another corner from Liverpool, an in-swinger from Salah this time. Barkley heads it up more than away, and Wijnaldum finds Salah again. Shelvey with a brilliant tackle, and can we start a counter from here? We'd be loving to go into the break level against the league leaders despite being outclassed, and Lascelles has got a chance to start a breakaway. Goes long over the top towards Muto, brings it down brilliantly. He's got two men running off him, but goes alone, but the shot's blocked by Moreno of all people, and now Liverpool are surging forward. This is loads of highlights we've seen in this one. We don't get that too often in this game, as Dubravka has to tip another brilliant shot over. A Firmino effort, and it's just been cleared over the bar. Salah with an outswinging corner for Liverpool. Gets it towards the back stick again. Lascelles does well to head it away, and it'll be a throw-in for Newcastle, and hopefully we'll get a break from the highlights now. 10 minutes to the break, we're still 2-1 down. We've got a throw in a defensive position on the right. Yedlin throws it in towards Sissoko, but Henderson wins it back for Mane. Mane on the edge with a shot, just wide of the far post, and it looks like we're going to cling on to the break with just a 1-goal deficit. But Dubravka with a goal kick. The highlight doesn't end. Long to the right-hand side. Sissoko beats Moreno. If ever they had a weak link, it's him. They deliver to the back post, but Matip clears. And now Firmino's on the counter. Out to Salah, and they look like scoring every time they come forward. Salah charges past two. Finds Mane. 3-1. Game over. And you can see why this Liverpool side are top. They are absolutely dominating. And they and City are the two best sides we've faced by an absolute mile. Half time then, we are 2 goals down. It was a decent effort, but we just haven't done enough. Cardiff are drawing at home to West Ham, so we've still got a 4-point clearance to the relegation zone. We've just got to hope West Ham get a result there. Salah with a corner again for Liverpool to Matip. Matip gets it inside to Fabinho. Finds Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum to Henderson on the edge. We don't want him scoring of all people. Van Dijk gets it out to the left to Salah. Salah's got the overlap. It's deflected by Sissoko, but it's straight back to Van Dijk. He's got plenty of time. He's holding the ball up well, but gives it away to Barkley. Barkley scored some crackers in this episode. Can he get another one? Beats his man, gets it inside, but Salah's back defending, and Alexander-Arnold clears long. Firmino's coming down the right-hand side now. No one can keep up with him, so he has to go back to Alexander-Arnold. Salah to Firmino. Finds Henderson. Oh, it's just wide of the post, and it's still 3-1. It's a throw-in on the left for Liverpool with Moreno. He finds Firmino down the line. We've got a couple of runners off him, and Mane gets there first. He's going to go for the shot, is he? Oh, it's hit the post. Dubravka barely moved. The goalkeeper animation's very strange there, but we've managed to hack it away for another throw. A corner for Liverpool. The highlights are relentless. We're only 6 minutes into this half, and Van Dijk scored another. It's 4-1, and I'm very concerned about what the final score might be. A wonderful side Liverpool are, and they're just too good for us. A bit of respite as we've got to the final 20 now. Salah's been given a rest. We're going to do the same with a few of ours. Benoit, the left-back's barely had a kick. We'll bring him on for Dummett, who's had a shocking game. He has been marking Salah, though, to be fair. Muto's going to come off, back from injury. Doesn't need the full 90. We'll try and get Perez on to get him behind up top. And Drinkwater's not been at his best again. We'll bring Matt Ritchie on for him and put Sissoko into the middle to get it back a bit closer to what we used to play before we made all of our signings. There we go. Let's get into the game and fingers crossed there'll be no more humiliation. 5 minutes to go, a throw in a defensive position. Yedlin finds Shelvey. Back inside to Kieran Clark. Can we get it out of defence? Back to Dubravka. Long ball over the top, straight to Matip. No Newcastle player within sight. And even though we've only been on cautious, we've been pushed back like we're playing to park the bus. Wijnaldum finds Matip in the middle. They're coming forward with so much time again. And we've just run out of legs chasing them around, to be honest. Matip finds Milner, the substitute. Plays a 1-2. It's so easy for them. There's no pressure at all. Benoit, the left back, heads it away. And Shelvey finds Sissoko. Over the top towards Perez. He's got Van Dijk to take on, but it looks like he's beaten him. Goes for the shot, but it's just wide of the post. And a consolation goal wouldn't go amiss at this stage. Shaqiri's gone off injured, and the final few minutes will be against 10 men. Yedlin throws the ball in from the right. The whistle goes. It's a 4-1 defeat. We've been outclassed by the best side in the league, and I have no doubt they're going to win the title. Let's see what the Cardiff result was. Go on, West Ham. Brighton lost 2. We're 5 points clear of the relegation zone, and it looks like we've just about done the job, but we could do with one more result. If we go to the schedule, we're going to show all the rest of the games on camera, so the next 2 or 3 will be out tomorrow at 4:30. That was the planned finish date for this series. But we'll do a bonus episode on Friday at 4:30 as well, where we show the final 2 or 3 games of the season, which hopefully will end in celebrations and jubilation. So the FIFA 19 career episode on Friday will be out a little earlier, either 3 or 4 o'clock, and then this one will be 4:30 as usual. And don't forget, from Saturday, we'll be back to normal with our 2 long-term stories. The head coach is back on Saturday. If you haven't seen the last episode of that, we've just moved teams, so check the last one out to see where we are now. And our One Club Challenge with Torquay United, that one's back on Sunday as we continue our League 2 campaign. Just to pre-warn you, at New Year, on both New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, we're going to have something slightly different from FIFA 19, a transfer special over the summer. But apart from that, we'll be back to normal after Friday. But that will be all for this episode. If you did enjoy it, please put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I found this challenge to be a little bit easier than it should have been. We had the difficulty settings at the start of the challenge. We set it to medium, so I thought it was going to be a little bit more difficult. And I know I could regret saying this if we go and lose the last 5 games, but I honestly think we're going to stay up comfortably. Also, as this is something completely different, let me know in the comments if you're enjoying it and if it's something you'd like to see more of. If it goes down really well, we might carry on the save and do another season if lots of people want to see it. But if not, we'll go back to normal from Saturday onwards. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM19 content from the 2 long-term stories we just mentioned, as well as our weekly FIFA 19 career with Crew Alexandra. But a massive thanks for watching this one as always, and we'll see you next time.